Ladies and gentlemen, this baby that you see on my screen has been in the news quite a bit and on the tongues of quite a few YouTube content creators. And I do want to shout them out and thank them so much for sharing these type of stories. And I'm so glad that more YouTubers are on board to share these stories. If you have any type of audience, I think you could spend some time talking about these children's stories. They can't speak for themselves. They can't defend themselves. Who's going to be an advocate? Who's going to cry for this beautiful little girl right here who was done so wrong and was left at the hands of somebody who was incapable of being not only a human being, but being a father, being a caretaker, being a babysitter? I don't know what you want to call him. I don't know what the mother was thinking, but you guys know I have done too many of these stories on my channel. What is the common theme? Hashtag mom's boyfriend. Is that every story? No. Is that every mom? No. Is that every boyfriend? No. Is that every black person? No. It's too many. It's way too many. To the point where somebody thought of the bright idea to create a website called momsboyfriend.com. If y'all don't believe me, you can look it up. It's a real website. Momsboyfriend.com, which is dedicated to talking specifically about this narrative of mothers who have young children who get with these boyfriends, and somehow the children end up dead, usually at the hands of these boyfriends, because they don't value these children, because they don't see any DNA tied with these children. They have no emotional, physical, spiritual attachment to these children. They don't care about them. They're only there to reap the benefits from the mother, and the mother only had these children, in a lot of cases, not all, to gain benefits from these children. What we call hashtag babies for benefits. The individual that you see on my screen looks like a sad sideshow Bob. Let me get this son of a gun back up on the screen. Boy, I don't know what animal gave birth to you and you crawled out of his butt canal, but this individual is mom's boyfriend. Now, I don't understand, when you look at this individual's face, what was so attractive about this man that you had to abandon your child for that you see wiped across my screen right there. This story comes out of the BR. Yes, Louisiana takes yet another L. Second time this week. Takes another L. And I like Baton Rouge, I like Louisiana, and I like my people out there, but y'all got some real effed up people out there. And I'm going to just say that. East Baton Rouge Parish Coroner's Office has ruled the manner of death of that little baby right there. Her name is Neveah Allen. If you're not familiar with the name Neveah, it's heaven spelled backwards. Beautiful name, and I love it. Neveah, that baby was only 2 years old. She was found. She was missing. She's been found. They ruled her death as a homicide, but the exact cause of her death is still pending further tests, so we hope to get those answers pretty soon. Jackie in the chat showing some love. Thank you for your super chat. The reason why Jackie posted, please no bathtubs, because probably 100 stories that we've done of children dying, somehow bathtubs are always thrown into the stories. It's really, really odd. It's a really odd thing. And it's a very true thing. Nonetheless, authorities have said the baby's body, the toddler's body, was found in the Mississippi. Excuse me, not found in the Mississippi. Found in Mississippi, on September 26th, just 2 days ago. The same day, her stepfather, they're calling this man her stepfather, and we're going to get onto that terminology here in a minute, because that man is not a father, he's not a step, he's not anything, he's not married to that woman, he's just a bum that decided to lay on top of the mom and give her personal pleasures, right? That's it. He's not a man, he's not a father, definitely not a stepfather. They be giving these dudes all kind of unearned titles, right? They call him a stepfather, but he was arrested in connection with the investigation into this baby's disappearance. Let me tell y'all about this bastard right here. The Hancock County, Mississippi coroner confirmed Neveah Allen's body was found there. It was located near the Pearlington area, which is about 20 minutes from Slidell, Louisiana. I am familiar with Slidell just a little bit. I have a friend that is originally from there, and shout out to my friend. She knows who she is. An autopsy was done on Monday, September 27th. The East Baton Rouge Parish Coroner's Office said complete autopsy results could take up to 90 days. So this could take a little bit of time to get a final word on what happened. An investigator from EBR Coroner's Office traveled to Mississippi on Sunday to bring that baby's body back to Baton Rouge. The baby's alleged stepfather, let me see if I can get him on the screen. We're going to talk about that GoFundMe too. This fool, Philip Gardner, who is 30 years old. He's had a very rough life. That boy looked rough in the face. I've heard of dreadlocks. Somebody just brought up that Eddie Murphy joke. I love that. Like, boy, what is that on the top of your head? I've heard of dreadlocks, but shitlocks? If y'all have never watched The Nutty Professor, you got to watch that. Very funny joke. I love that. And it seems like it fits here. But that dude is 30 years old, and he was booked into the East Baton Rouge prison on Sunday on charges of unlawful disposal of human remains and obstruction of justice. His bond, and y'all not going to believe this crap here. Y'all see this? Hashtag when you date thugs, you date death. Oh, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. If you guys are listening, please make sure y'all hit that thumbs up. Please. I got a lot more to say. His bond was set at a grand total of $75,000. Let me tell you what they have him on so far. Unlawful disposal of remains and obstruction of justice. $75,000. $7,500. He gets out with a bail bondsman. You are involved in some shape, form, or fashion with the disappearance and homicide murder of this baby. 75,000? What, like, how did they come up with that number? Like, that number doesn't even make any sense. 75,000, man. Let's move on. Oh, and they said he is not bonded out yet. They said yet. He shouldn't be able to bond out. Shit, I'd say at least give him 250,000. Make it a little bit higher. Make it a little bit more difficult. Nonetheless, according to the BRPD, he could face additional charges based on the autopsy results. We're hoping that comes very soon. Police added they will hold a news conference at some point during the upcoming week. Investigators said earlier in the day that they believed her body was across the state line. Shouldn't that also be like a charge as well, like moving a individual body or a corpse across state lines? Shouldn't that be also like a federal charge as well? I don't know. I don't know if we have any experts out there that maybe want to let me know if I'm right or wrong about that. But that should also be like a crime moving across state lines. But let's keep going. They added that detectives with the BRPD, the FBI, Hancock County Sheriff's Office, and Gulf Coast Search and Rescue were involved in finding this baby's body. The Baton Rouge detectives started their search for the missing toddler at an apartment complex on LaBelle Avenue on Friday, September 24th, and they continued searching Saturday, which is when the FBI became involved in the investigation. Thank you. You said it is federal. There you go. How did she die? We don't know yet, but they have enough evidence to say that it was a homicide. They said it could take up to 90 days, so we're probably looking at another 2 more months. I'm hoping less time to give y'all an actual answer to that, but we might not find out what the actual cause of death was until another 2 more months. but it takes time. But we want to make sure they get it right, not that they get it to us fast. We want to make sure they get it right. Let's keep going. Gardner reportedly told police he had last seen Nevaeh when he took a nap at the apartment around 1 p.m. Police added when her siblings returned home from school around 4:15 p.m., the apartment door was open and the child was missing. According to Linnea Cardwell, who is the biological mother, let me see if I can get her up on the screen. Let me see where she's at. Right here. That is Linnea Cardwell, if I'm not mistaken, the missing girl's biological mother. I'm going to refrain from making jokes as of right now. Lord knows I want to make some jokes, but I'm not going to do it because I know y'all going to curse me out in the chat. But she said that she was at work when she got a call that the baby was missing from the apartment. Can we get some hashtag Brittany Bowen emojis in the chat if y'all can? Can we get some of those hashtags in there? This seems like the most appropriate time. Hashtag BBB if y'all want to post that in the chat. This is probably about the best time to post it. FBI agents from New Orleans and Jackson, Mississippi, field offices arrived in Baton Rouge on Saturday to begin working with the BRPD in hopes of finding the toddler. BRPD added that the mother and stepfather were taken in for questioning Saturday as part of routine procedure in this type of case. And I know some of y'all are wondering, how did this man get access to the baby to begin with, right? We're going to talk about that. Louisiana State Police issued a level 2 endangered/missing child advisory Friday night. Troopers canceled the advisory Sunday afternoon. Nevaeh would have been 3 years old in this coming February. Anybody with information about this case is urged to call the BRPD at 225-389-2000 or Crime Stoppers at 225-344-7867. You can also contact the FBI New Orleans office at 504-816-3000 with any information. Here's what I understand. Mom had to go to work. How many times are we going to use this as an excuse? Because if you ask me, it's an excuse. If you have children, your children need to be in one or two places if you're at work. School, babysitter. School, babysitter. I'm not sure because I've been a father for the past 14 and a half years. 14 years, I guess you could say. When did we stop taking our children to daycare or stop having babysitters? When did we stop doing that? This seems like, because it seems like there have been a large uptick in this type of thing happening. It's been happening a lot more often where these mothers, and I know it's not all mothers, and I know it's some boyfriends and daddies, whatever. Most of these cases that I've talked about, the mothers usually have custody. The mothers usually have a boyfriend. The children are usually left with the boyfriend. Why? Because the boyfriend ain't got no job. He ain't got no future. And all he's there for is to give mom her personal pleasures. Yes? When did we stop taking our children to daycare or having qualified babysitters? Is beyond me. I don't know when they started this, but it seems like if we're going to go this direction, a lot of these children end up missing and dead. Let me give you guys the fair usage. There are a lot of videos to talk about. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. And also, if you guys would do me a favor and show some love to these stories as we're talking about these, if you will make sure and hit that thumbs up. Ring a doorbell. It's kind of like ringing a doorbell to your neighbors, to the AFC. Hit that thumbs up, share this video, and let more people know that we're live talking about this, if you would, please. Let's get it.
And this morning, the BR Coroner's Office says 2-year-old Neveah Allen's death is ruled a homicide, but questions still remain about exactly what happened, along with potentially more charges for the man who is responsible for watching the 2-year-old. Let's go live to News 2's Taylor Rubach, who's outside the BR Coroner's Office this morning. Taylor, good morning. So what can you tell us?
Yeah, good morning, Brandy. Well, those questions still remain unanswered as to how 2-year-old Nevaeh Allen died. The coroner's office says further forensic studies are needed to determine that cause of death. Preliminary findings in her autopsy did not reveal how she died, but they did rule her death a homicide. On Friday, Nevaeh was reportedly in the care of Philip Gardner, the mother's live-in boyfriend. And according to the arrest affidavit for Gardner, he admitted that
live-in boyfriend. He was living off of her, probably because, I'm just assuming, it's not always the case, but I'm assuming this mother had some type of assistance. Section 8, food stamps is usually the typical thing. Because these dudes, and it's too many of them, are able to just live off of each and every one of these women, just living from house to house to house to house. Whoever they in a relationship with, that's who they living with. I don't even understand why that's even attractive to a woman, how they want to have these high value men, but continue to get with niggas that ain't shit. How does that work? I don't know. I have a job. I'm a responsible father. Take care of myself and my kid, right? But I will get looked over for a dude who don't have a job, who got like 13 kids, don't take care of none of them, and is perpetually available to just lay up in some chick's house. Oh, they will always find them a girlfriend and some place to live. How about that?
he did rule her death a homicide. On Friday, Nevaeh was reportedly in the care of Philip Gardner, the mother's live-in boyfriend. And according to the arrest affidavit for Gardner, he admitted that while Nevaeh was in his care, he found her unresponsive and lifeless. Police also say Gardner admitted to disposing of Allen's remains without notifying authorities. And on Sunday, Gardner allegedly led investigators to the area where her body was discovered in Hancock County, Mississippi. And he's being charged with obstruction after admitting to tampering and removing evidence specifically related to the investigation, according to those arrest documents. Her mother now speaking out, saying kids in the neighborhood first noticed her missing.
I don't know what could have happened. I don't know what went wrong. I wish I would have stayed home from work. I don't know. I don't know. What went wrong? I wish I would have stayed home from work. I don't know. I don't know.
I gotta hear this again.
First noticed her missing.
I don't know what could have happened. I don't know what went wrong. I wish I would have stayed home from work. I don't know. I don't know.
Last time I checked, you're the biological parent here. It's your kid. Isn't it your responsibility to know where your kid is at all times? Right? Where's the biological father at? Did the biological father not want to be a babysitter? Did you call him? Did y'all have a ruined relationship? Do you not want him to have access to his kid? Cause y'all can't be in a relationship together? What's the issue? Guys, does this not sound exactly like Brittany Bowens out of Houston, Texas? Does this not sound like the exact same thing? She kind of looks just like her too. Big Belly Bowens. Does this not sound just like her interview? This sounds exactly like her interview. Y'all remember Malia Davis? Matter of fact, Malia Bass actually was in that same area around that same time frame too. This sounds just like Malia Davis's mom. But oh, we got a lot more to show you. Let's keep going. It sounded, thank you. Somebody said it sounded fake. It sounded fake to me too.
Family, friends, and neighbors are in disbelief tonight now that we know what happened to Nevaeh Allen.
Earl Phelps spoke to those who lived nearby, and we are now also hearing from the child's father.
All quiet here at the apartment complex in the Bel Air neighborhood of Baton Rouge, where 2-year-old Neveah Allen lived. No.
I gotta pause it. Somebody in the chat just said some real talk. Let me see. She said, it sounds like 75% of your past live streams. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Sullivan. I appreciate that. Thank you. It sounds like we're just on repeat at this point.
Children out playing or parents watching them. Just this makeshift memorial, a reminder of what happened to the little girl.
Really, at this point, the family is really just asking for prayers. Not sure when we're having a funeral service. I haven't even seen the body.
This is the biological father, and I want y'all to understand that it sounds like he was available to care for his daughter. Now, why didn't the mom allow him to do that? Let's listen.
What happened to the little girl?
Really, at this point, the family is really just asking for prayers. Not sure when we're having a funeral service. I haven't even seen the body yet.
The toddler's biological father, Marcus Allen, talks about what happened on his YouTube channel and the last time his daughter was seen on Friday after coming home with the mother's living boyfriend, Philip Gardner.
They got out. My daughter waved at one of the neighbors like she usually does, and they went inside, and that was the last time she was seen by any other person.
A nearby residents say they still can't believe that something so horrible could happen to an innocent child so close to where they live.
I knew instantly that something terribly bad had happened.
Ricky May lives right across the street from where the 2-year-old was last seen alive, and he sees children out there every day.
I just couldn't believe that someone could do that to their own child, or to any child for that matter.
As the investigation into the death of Neveah Allen continues, those who knew the little girl say they will never forget the smile on her face. In Baton Rouge, Earl Phelps, WBRZ News 2.
We got a few more videos. If these become repeat videos, I'll try to skip them because we got a lot of these. But I want to try to make sure and give you guys as much information as possible. And again, if you guys are listening, do me a favor. Please click that thumbs up. Don't forget to click that thumbs up. As many people as we have watching, that's how many thumbs up we want to have. So if y'all will do that favor for me, it would be awesome. I'll keep playing the videos. Let's get it.
We begin this evening with breaking news out of Baton Rouge. After spending multiple days searching for missing 2-year-old Nevaeh Allen, law enforcement confirmed that her body was found in the remote area of Hancock County. Her stepfather has been arrested. The FBI and Hancock County deputies have shut down Logtown Road off Mississippi 604 in Pearlington to search for Nevaeh's body. The Pearl River County coroner confirmed her body was found today. 30-year-old Philip Gardner was booked on counts of unlawful disposal of remains and obstruction of justice. Those charges are likely to change. Nevaeh Allen was last seen by Gardner around 1 Friday afternoon when he took a nap. She was not discovered missing until her siblings came home from school after 4, saw the door open and the toddler missing. Gardner was brought in for questioning this weekend, and they got enough information to charge him. Again, Nevaeh's body was found today in Pearlington, Mississippi. We'll have much more on this coming up tonight at 10.
We begin tonight with the case of missing 2-year-old Neveah Allen. The baby was found dead in Mississippi today. The stepfather is now under arrest. Baton Rouge police say Philip Gardner has been arrested for his involvement in the disappearance of the little girl. He is now charged with unlawful disposal of remains and obstruction of justice. Those charges could soon be upgraded. The baby was last seen by her stepfather on Friday. He originally told police that he took a nap, but when her siblings arrived home from school at around 4:15 in the afternoon, the front door was open and the baby was missing. Her remains were found in a rural area in Hancock County, Mississippi today. This is a developing story. For more updates throughout the evening, you can go.
New developments tonight involving the missing 2-year-old out of Baton Rouge. Police have arrested the stepfather of Neveah Allen. in connection with her disappearance. Philip Gardner is facing unlawful disposal of remains and obstruction of justice charges. According to our NBC affiliates in Baton Rouge, police say there's evidence and interviews that suggest the 2-year-old is dead. We reached out to the police department and we're waiting on more details as that investigation.
Our top story tonight, the death of 2-year-old Neveah Allen has been ruled a homicide.
The coroner releasing preliminary autopsy results today. Fox 44's Reggie Marion was...
You guys, and I agree. Thank y'all for posting in the chat. Don't y'all agree? Hashtag when you date thugs, you date death. You go to the thug zoo and go play with the thug lions and leave your kids with the thug lions. And then you come back wondering why your kid ends up coming back dead. Why wonder? This mother shouldn't be wondering. Most people in Louisiana have heard at least one of my videos. I can almost guarantee you that this biological mother has heard at least one of my videos and still left her child with an unqualified boyfriend / unfit babysitter.
Out talking to neighbors about the tragic death.
It hurt. I was crying all night. I was crying.
Sadness in the Bel Air community over the death of 2-year-old Nevaeh Allen.
It hurt. It hurt. It don't make no sense. That's a pretty little, it's a child. I just cried and cried. That's probably, it just hit me, you know. Can't believe that 2-year-old was killed.
The East Baton Rouge coroner ruling the Tallest death a homicide. Exactly how she died is still under examination.
It's a sad thing, you know, especially that young of an age, and especially with someone that you think that you're close with as a boyfriend.
Detectives tell me Philip Gardner claimed he found Nevaeh unresponsive Friday afternoon. They say he later dumped her body in a wooded area of Mississippi. Her body was found Sunday and brought back to Baton Rouge. Police back on the scene Monday, taking pictures in the apartment where the toddler lived with her mom and Gardner.
She's just a baby.
We got some information in the chat, and somebody said the dad had just brought her back home 2 days prior. That information lets me know, and thank you for sharing that. That information lets me know that he was an active father, and if you needed to have a babysitter, clearly he was there. I would love to hear what he had to say about mom and her boyfriend, because I'm sure he didn't like it at all, like most of us don't. When you have kids outside of wedlock and mom gets with a boyfriend and these boyfriends are around your kids, I'm thankful that I haven't had to experience that. Thank goodness. Shout out to my daughter's mother. Very, very thankful that she's always held my daughter down and held me down in that way. And I've done the same thing. But too many people are not as fortunate as us.
And it's an unfortunate situation. And that, I'm not a mother, but I could only imagine how she might feel.
I'm a grandma now. You know, it just hit a nerve that this little girl won't even get that chance. And that mom won't get a chance for that little baby to be a grandparent.
Gardner is charged with unlawful disposal of remains and obstruction of justice. Police say charges will not be upgraded just yet. The case still under investigation. Reggie Marion, Fox 44 News.
How old is your baby girl? How do you say her name?
Oh, I forgot I had this interview. This is the biological mother. So if y'all want to hear her speak, get your Brittany Bowen emojis ready, guys. Here we go.
How old is your baby girl? How do you say her name?
She's 2 years old. Her name is Nevaeh. We call her Nunu. That's what she goes by.
And tell me what's happening tonight.
What's happening right now? Right now we're looking for her. The last time that I've heard, because I've been at work all day, was that the kids went down for a nap around 1 o'clock. The big kids got home. They said the door was open and Nevaeh was missing. That's all I really know. Nevaeh, before I left to go to work, Nevaeh was with him to drop me off. She had on a yellow dress. It had some pink in it. It had pineapples on it. Nevaeh is not known for wandering around. I never once had to correct Nevaeh for even leaving the house without an adult. Nevaeh knows better. That's all I know. If you see my baby, just please contact the police. Just please, I just want my baby home. That's it. Thanks for everybody looking for her. I appreciate everybody looking for her. Right now it's very hard because I don't know what's going on. I just want my baby home. That's it. That's all I want is my baby.
Really? I'm sorry, guys. How many of y'all believe this interview? What do y'all want to bet that there's a GoFundMe that's going to go up really soon? Huh? No life insurance. No. Why go out and go make an investment like life insurance when you can just beg these benevolent white people and they're going to donate to your GoFundMes because they saw you on the news and they feel sad and they feel some type of like their heartstrings are getting plucked on. Yes. I'll never miss a chance to say white people. How many of y'all believe this? I don't. It just sounds unbelievable. No tears. Please, yeah, we've been looking all night. Almost forgot to cry.
That's all I really know. Nevaeh.
She got some lean in her cup. That's what she got in her cup. She got that purple drink in her cup.
Before I left to go to work, Nevaeh was with him to drop me off. She had on a yellow dress. It had some pink in it. It had pineapples on it. Nevaeh is not known for wandering around. I never once had to correct Nevaeh for even leaving the house without an adult. Nevaeh knows better. That's all I know. If you see my baby, just please contact the police. Just please, I just want my baby home.
No tears, but all the drama. She's going through the motions because she's trying to set y'all up for this GoFundMe. I'm telling y'all, go Google search it right now and look up Neveah Allen, 2-year-old Neveah Allen, and then type in the words GoFundMe. Go FUNDME as one word. Type in GoFundMe as one word and tell me that there are no GoFundMes up right now. Somebody tell me, no, Jay, you're wrong. There are no GoFundMes up. This mother is not doing this for money. Somebody tell me. Please tell me. If you were ever going to tell me that I'm wrong, this would probably be the time to let me know. Because maybe I got this wrong.
That's it. Thanks for everybody looking for her. I appreciate everybody looking for her. Right now it's very hard because I don't know what's going on. I just want my baby home. That's it. That's all I want is my baby.
I mean, people walk.
Let me take a pause real quick. Let me say thank you to my friend Leanne Engel in the super chat. Said, please hit those thumbs up, y'all. Help Jay give these babies a voice. FYI, not this white lady. Thank you, Leanne. I appreciate that. I'm always humble and she's always showing love. Let me say thank you to Tanea, to Dominique Holmes, and also Barb Ruth in the chat. Barb Ruth, thank you. Now, I know you said you want to call in. LaKendra, are you attached to this story? I need to make sure that when I open the line, it's not just to bring somebody on just to agree with what's going on in the story. I need to make sure that you're bringing something to the story that we already don't have. But let me know. If you're a family member or if you're familiar with the story, let me know. But if not, then just let me know in the chat if you would, please. I'll be waiting on your response. But just let me know. Let's keep going.
Oh no, I've never been through nothing like this. I never thought I would be going through any of this.
A mother desperately pleads for answers in the whereabouts of her missing toddler. A statewide search for 2-year-old Neveah Allen is underway after she was reported missing on Friday. She was last seen with her stepfather. He says the toddler went missing after putting her down for a nap around noon on Friday. When her siblings returned home from school there about 4 o'clock, they said that the door was open and the toddler was nowhere to be found. This all unfolded while the child's mother was at work.
I don't know what could have happened. I don't know what went wrong. I wish I would have stayed home from work. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I know.
I don't know. That's all I know is I don't know. Awesome. How awesome is that?
Poor mother. According to a witness, once the father noticed the 2-year-old was missing, he ran outside and started asking everyone he saw if they had seen this young child. The FBI is now looking into this disappearance, and she's believed to be in danger. So take a look at your screen right now. This child was last seen on Friday wearing a yellow dress with a pineapple design on it, and was not wearing any shoes. You're encouraged to call police if you know where she might be.
I almost forgot. If y'all want to hear from the biological father, this is actually his video. Somebody told me that he has a YouTube page. This is the biological father. Somebody said there is a GoFundMe page. Awesome. We're going to talk about that here in just a moment. I told y'all I'm usually not wrong. Sometimes, but not often. Here we go. Let's listen to what the dad had to say. This is the biological father.
So, my name is Marcus Allen. I am the father of Nevaeh Allen, and I'm just really making this video to give an update on everything that's happened, everything that's going on, and everything that's been in the news. It's probably going to be pretty lengthy, so just bear with me at this point. So Friday morning at 8:15, my daughter was last seen with her mother when she got dropped off to work. And she works at, I'm not sure where she works, but I know it's somewhere on Plain. And the neighbor seen my daughter, the boyfriend. First of all, let's clear that up. That's not her stepfather. That nigga was never married to her mom.
Let me rewind that. Thank you, brother, for saying that. I want y'all to hear it from the dad's mouth. I knew it was something I liked about this dude. Listen to what he said again. Say it. Say it again. He was not the dad. He was not the stepfather.
The daughter, the boyfriend. First of all, let's clear that up. That's not her stepfather. That nigga was never married to her mom. That nigga ain't shit to her. It's just a boyfriend. At this point, he's really a bitch.
Did he not just say everything that I just said? He said everything that I just said.
Oh, let's clear that up. That's not her stepfather. That nigga was never married to her mom. That nigga ain't shit to her. It's just a boyfriend. At this point, he's really a bitch. If we gonna call a spade a spade. And his name is Keegan. Well, his real name is fucking Philip Gardner. Philip Keegan Gardner, if y'all really need to know the name. She was last seen by any other person that day around 9 o'clock when he pulled up to their apartment, and they got out. My daughter waved at one of the neighbors like she usually does, and they went inside. And after the last time she was seen by any other person other than the bitch ass nigga, I got a call at 4:30 while I was at work saying that my daughter was missing, and the story at the time was that he went to sleep and he got woken up by his son who was coming home from school, and the door was wide open, and And Nevaeh was missing, but all the other kids were okay. And he has 2 or 3 other kids.
Okay, so y'all heard that. He just confirmed what she just said. Let's listen again.
By his son who was coming home from school, and the door was wide open, and Nevaeh was missing, but all the other kids were okay. And he had
the only kid that was missing was his kid.
Has 2 or 3 other kids, and one daughter that's my daughter's age, and another kid that's too young to walk on their own. But the daughter is the same size as my kid, and the way they are with each other, she's not going anywhere by herself. So that story is completely false. She never walked out of the apartment on her own. And I just got news today that he texted my baby mom at around 1 o'clock Friday afternoon saying that he was putting the kids down for a nap, and he was on the interstate at the time. They have his location while he was texting and everything, so they know he was not putting them down for a nap. He was on the interstate, either coming from Mississippi or to Mississippi. He has a house in Slidell, so that's probably either way he dropped her off at to get her to Mississippi or whatever, to make it back in time for his son to get home so nobody would think anything. Really, and my daughter's body was found in Mississippi yesterday. Well, today, really. I don't even know what time it is. Yeah, it's still today. And then I got word that my daughter was found from WAFB on Twitter before I even got word from a detective. And the detective didn't call me until 7:47 this afternoon. And I had already knew for like 3 or 4 hours at this point. And the only way I confirmed that information was because I have a friend that rides bikes with one of the sheriffs, and they already confirmed it, but nobody called me until later. We're going to view the body tomorrow. I don't really know what else to say at this point. The grandmother that supposedly did an interview, it's not her grandmother. That bitch is not related to my daughter whatsoever.
Wow. Y'all catch that? I love the fact that he's being just real and honest. I like this. Do you think he cares? I think he does care. Yes. Yes. I think he does care. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Did an interview. It's not her grandmother. That bitch is not related to my daughter whatsoever. That is the mother of the bitch ass nigga that did this shit. So don't take her word for shit. We don't fucking know that bitch. I don't know that bitch. My daughter doesn't know that bitch. So I don't remember what her name is, but I'm pretty sure that the interview is out there. So fuck her. Really, at this point, the family's really just asking for prayers. Not sure when we're having a funeral service. I haven't even seen the body yet, and I won't see it until after the autopsy is done tomorrow, and we're going first thing in the morning to actually, for me to confirm, because I haven't seen anything. Really just thank you to everybody who's chimed in, who's posted anything about it. I appreciate every single one of y'all. And about the prank phone calls, that shit gotta stop. There's too much going on for me to have to worry about prank phone calls. Like, if y'all could see I'm getting the shit as I'm recording this. Like, there's too many of them, and the shit is fucking retarded. Like, I am a grieving father who just found out my fucking little girl is missing, my nigga. And y'all call and say, oh, I found her. Oh, I'm about to kill her. Oh, like.
Wow. They've been trolling this man. And people think that stuff is funny. I've watched people do that to Tommy, to so many people. They do it to each other, other YouTubers. Prank calling this man and trolling this man. Y'all remember how that other fool the other day called in at the very end of the stream? I think I deleted that part out of it. But he called in and said the Gabby Pepito girl, like she really she passed away from COVID or something. Like, it's just like, you ain't got nothing else better to do with your time. Like, why troll people? I don't understand that. That's ridiculous.
Y'all don't even want to know what I'm thinking about them people. If you do have my number and you do actually care, I appreciate everything that you sent, everything that you said, anything that you posted about my daughter. At this point, once we find out funeral proceedings and everything, I'll make another update, and I'm probably gonna find out some more shit in the morning. So just stay praying with me at this point, and really thank y'all.
Well, that's from the biological father, man. Shout out to him. I'm glad that he used his own social media to put the story out there. And I'm going to tell y'all, that's actually one of the beautiful things. That's one of the beautiful things about where we are in social media. Because y'all notice the news didn't go ask him for an interview. They didn't put him on TV, ask for his interview. The only reason that even came up was because he put his own video out there and people started sharing it. So I'm glad he was able to share that. But I'm telling y'all, nothing about this sounds right. And do I believe the mom played a part in this? No. When it comes to the reason her daughter disappeared and whatever that man did to her daughter. But what I am saying, when I do point the finger at her, and if y'all feel like I'm being callous, then we need to start holding people accountable. Okay? What I am saying is that the mother is responsible for introducing her child to this scenario. That is not factually inaccurate, and that is not something you can debate me on. That's what happened. That baby would have never have been around this man if mom did not allow it. This mom caused this situation, just like too many people that are involved in my stories do this exact same thing. The reason why I talk to my ladies the way that I do, like the ones in my chat, and why we do have a decent amount of women that do follow this channel, is because I think these mothers are freaking tired of this. The real women are tired of this. They don't want these people to continue to stain their sex, to stain their relationships that don't stand as those bad examples. The real true queens are trying to stand up, but their voices are being muffled by these ignorant bad choice makers. The real men out there are tired of this narrative, because you have a lot of men out there that are looking for a good woman and want to be a good representative. But you continue to keep having these type of boyfriends that make it harder for the good men out there. I'm not going to say I'm a good man. I'm a decent man, and I'm trying to be a good man. But there are a lot of good men out there that want to be good representatives, and there are a lot of ladies that are apprehensive because these situations continue to keep happening. One of the first things that I continue to preach, get a background check. Don't tell me it's too expensive when I watch how much they spend on their nails, when they spend that much on their makeup, when they spend that much on their weave, when they spend that much on their outfits, when they spend that much on their shoes, when they spend that much on their 75-inch flat screen TVs, when they spend that much, when they go to the bar, at the club, buying drinks and shit. What other type of stuff do we spend our money on? Frivolous things. Stunting and fronting, but we make it seem like, well, we can't afford life insurance. We can't afford to not live in the ghetto. We can't afford to bury our own children, of whom we put in this position. Our family can't afford a freaking simple funeral, a memorial, because why do memorials matter so much? Let me ask you guys a question. Why do funerals matter so much? Let's bring up this GoFundMe. We care more about a freaking funeral than we do about the children when they're living. We care more about a burial than we did about the children when they were living. That biological father will confirm what I just said. If she needed a babysitter that bad, he could have babysit this baby. I can guarantee you that. There was no reason to leave this baby at home with mom's boyfriend. What did y'all call it in the chat? With mom's dildo. That's what we're going to start calling it. Hashtag mom's dildo. Let me break out my trusty whiteboard real quick. Can y'all see how much they're asking for in this GoFundMe? Can y'all see that amount? I don't know if that's clear on the screen or not. $8,000. Somebody by the name, the individual by the name of Paige Goins or Gonez, I don't know, I can't pronounce that, raising money on behalf of the biological mother to help put Nevaeh to rest. But it's funny how they didn't put this type of effort and this type of money into Nevaeh's life, but they want to put it into her death? Really? Why? This baby is deceased. Why do we continue to put $8, $10, $20, $30, $50, $100,000 into an alleged burial when we wouldn't put $8 to $10 to $15 to $20,000, $50 to $100,000 into these children's schools, into these children's life insurance, retirement funds, trust funds, college funds? Did we take that kind of money and put it on this baby's books? Did we do that to get her some tutoring? Did we teach her to read? Did we put that type of money into her speech classes? Private school? Clearly, you didn't put it even into something as simple as freaking daycare. Don't get mad that I said it. Get mad if I said something that's factually inaccurate. But again, I'm begging you guys, if you know someone, continue to educate people and love them, and hopefully they can change this thing around. If you're watching my videos, if you're that individual, you can make a change today. Go get your background check. Stop dating thugs. Stop dating dudes who don't have nothing else going on in their life. Stop using your boyfriends as babysitters. You continue to keep trying to cut corners. You continue to try to shortcut. I said shorters. Shortcut. Tried to mix those two words together. These individual ladies, these mothers, not all, are trying to shortcut and cut corners to allegedly try to save money. But you're saving money on all the wrong things. We could save money on our hairdos. We could save money on us going to the club. We could save money on us just stop buying Hennessy. How about that? Make that investment in your children is all that I'm asking. I thank you to those who understand and listen with an open mind and an open heart. And we hope that we get justice, but there are more details that are going to come out about this individual, and we're going to get the real story. Trust me, we're just getting started. There's going to be a part 2 and maybe more coming to this story, okay? But to that young princess, to Nevaeh, She couldn't speak for herself, nor could she defend herself against the tyranny of mom's boyfriend. This one, of all of her pictures, is my favorite picture. Young Princess Neveah Allen. R.I.P. Queen. R.I.P. Thank y'all so much for listening to this story. We'll bring you guys an update as soon as possible. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this particular story bothers me for a number of different reasons. If I can kind of gently explain where I'm coming from first. If you guys are listening to this stream, I'm going to say some things that are not going to sit well with your sensibilities. This is your disclaimer that I might say some things that are going to piss you off. So if you cannot handle that, this might not be the stream for you. For my church-going people, if you cannot handle the fact that I'm going to lay down the justice and I'm going to judge this man, right? For those who believe you're not supposed to judge, the Bible actually says you are supposed to judge. Judge lest thou be judged. Meaning, for the standard that you set for people to be judged at is the standard that you will be judged at. We are all supposed to judge. For anybody who believes that it says that you're not supposed to, it is incorrect. You have to read the whole verse. Okay? So the individual that we're going to talk about is going to be judged today. He looks like one of those individuals that probably was telling y'all you're not supposed to judge. Why? Because he was out trying to rape boys. Yes. Real live pedophile on the screen. I want y'all to look at that beat up face. I don't want y'all to feel bad for this bastard at all. For anybody who knew him at church and for anybody who knows him in Oklahoma, I want y'all to unmask, treat this man just like you treat all pedophiles. What is a pedophile? That means somebody who messes with children who are underage, prepubescent. If you were above that, that would be a hebephile. For people who might not understand the difference, that would make this man a pedo. I'm going to give you guys some of the details. So Oklahoma, my original home state, takes the L. More importantly, the city of Mustang, Oklahoma takes the L. Matter of fact, I know people might get mad about this, but my benevolent white people are going to take the L tonight. How about that? Come on, don't get in your feelings. Y'all got to hear out the story. Don't get mad. All right. The Oklahoma father beat a pastor after he caught him inappropriately touching his 9-year-old son. While the dad staked out a bus stop and recorded the incident, according to police. That tells you everything that you need to know right there, first and foremost. For the people who believe that the only children who are out there getting kidnapped and getting raped are little girls, no. How many stories this year have we done about little boys being molested and sexually abused? Quite a few of them, of all different races, of all different nationalities. Quite a few have been boys. It happens to children. This is why I say we need to advocate for children first. This thug that you see on my screen did something that is very heinous. He stalked a boy, and he was probably doing this for a while. And I bet you this little boy was probably scared too. And I'm going to tell you, sometimes you just can't look at a person and judge them. You can't be in somebody's church and judge them and think that, oh, well, because they're in the church, they're good people, they would never do something like this, my children are safe. No, I'm sorry. I don't trust anybody around my kids. Just because you wear the cloth don't mean that I'm going to give a damn about what you're talking about, that I'm going to just blindly just put my blinders on and allow you to be around my damn kids, let alone in your neighborhood, because I'm pretty sure that the people that lived out there in this neighborhood were probably thinking, we moved out here to the suburbs, we built up all these good, nice houses over here, we got a great police staff, and nothing ever happens out here, and next thing you know, children out here getting fondled on. Why? Because people are missing the red and yellow flags. I'm telling you, there has to be something about this individual. And that was actually his picture that was online on this church's website. Oh, the picture looks nice. It's a good picture. But the lie that hides behind that smile is very devious. By the time the Oklahoma City police arrived to the scene, Michael Coghill, who's 33 years old, that fool, had been left with a fractured skull and a black eye. Let that be my daughter. They'd be scraping his ass off the ground in pieces. This man got off very lucky. And I'm pretty sure the only reason why the father didn't go any further, because he didn't want to face a jury trial and potentially go to jail for murder. Because I'm pretty sure he probably felt that way. But let's keep going. Coghill has been charged with indecent act to a child and is detained at the Oklahoma City Detention Center after the father showed the recording to the police. And I hope he made a backup copy so you don't ever lose that. Oklahoma City police did not respond to whether the child's father was charged in the attack when contacted by the news, and I hope that he don't. And matter of fact, I'm going to say this. If they do decide to charge this father, and I'm going to be the first person to put $1 on it. If y'all at the AFC or anybody listen to the sound of my voice, if this father ends up getting charged and goes to jail and has to face charges and have to get a lawyer, I'm going to put the first dollar up to make sure that I help pay for his legal fees. How about that? If that father puts up a GoFundMe for protecting his son, I'm going to put some money up for that. How about that? For kicking that fool's ass. Oh, he deserved an ass whooping. He deserved a grand ass whooping. He deserved a flogging, a hanging, a tossing over the bridge, a running over with a car. Whatever would have happened to him still wouldn't have been enough justice for what he did to a kid. When are y'all going to stand up for the kids? You hear me? We talk about supporting a cause that matters. This is a cause that matters. When I talk about protecting your children, it means putting your life and your livelihood on the line to let people know not to F with your kids. You're not going to mess with our kids. If you got them thoughts in your head, you better get rid of them, pray them away, put some holy water on them. I don't know what you're going to do, but you better do something. If that hand is going to cause you to sin, what does the Bible say, Michael Coghill? It says you are better served to cut it off. Am I wrong? Do I have my scripture wrong? Maybe let's let Michael Coghill let me know if I have that wrong. If your hand is going to cause you to sin, if your eye is going to cause you to sin, then you are to cut it out and dispose of it. Is that not what the good book? Is that not what the good book say? This is what I call a Bible thumper. A Bible thumper is somebody who preaches the word and don't live nothing by it. And he definitely does not. This was not the first time that he was followed and interacted with the child at the bus stop. Isn't that something? He'd been stalking this child. The boy told his parents that he'd seen Coghill jogging in the area several times before, and that Monday he had touched him in a way that made him feel uncomfortable. Coghill, who was a pastor at Lake Homa Church of Christ, did not live in the neighborhood. I'm not a pastor. How do I know what the word says? Especially about that part about judging. People have tried to argue me down about that, but they won't go today. They won't go and go look the word up themselves. They won't go study this. They won't go hear this from experts. I try to only talk about what I know. He did not live in this neighborhood near Southwest 36th Street and County Line Road, where the school bus stop is located. Let's keep going. On Wednesday, the boy's father decided to take matters into his own hands, which I'm going to warn you guys. I beg my men and my fathers, this is what men do, and this is what fathers have been doing since the beginning of time, protecting our stock, protecting our seed, protecting our DNA. I can't tell you to go out and go physically attack people. The right course of action, the legal course of action, is for you to record it, report it to the police, and let the courts handle it. I cannot advocate, but what I can do is I can tell you I understand why you kicked his ass. I don't feel bad that you left his ass black and blue and bloody all over the damn place. I don't feel bad about it, and I feel like he deserved it. But please understand the difference, men. The system is not geared for us to win. It's not. So be careful if you decide to step in the line of vigilante justice and putting your freedom at risk. But again, I'm going to tell y'all, if he does need a lawyer, I'd be willing to put some money on it. I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I damn sure will. Let's keep going. He parked the car where the child was visible and waited for Coghill to show up, and he recorded the alleged incident. While he was watching the school bus stop, our suspect ran by him, ran past the bus stop where the children were waiting. He turned around, he came back and stopped where he touched the child, according to Sergeant Dylan Quirk. After recording the incident, the enraged dad confronted Coghill before pummeling him and leaving the cleric with a fractured skull and cracking his left orbital socket in his face. I don't feel bad, do y'all? I don't. Coghill's alleged behavior left neighbors in shock. Lake Homa Church of Christ released a statement condemning Coghill's actions and saying he has been relieved of his duties. Coghill's profile has since been removed from the church's website. But I will tell the church, if they're listening to the sound of my voice, he is still on y'all YouTube page. So maybe you want to take his pedophile videos off of y'all YouTube channel. Okay? Let's keep going. Our church leadership has no tolerance for any type of abuse. Safety is our highest priority for our community, congregation, and especially our children. These past years, we've made significant efforts to secure our children's area, providing the highest safety standards possible, it added. Parents commended the boy's father on the Facebook post announcing Coghill's capture by police. That's how it should always be, looking out for everybody's children. Thank you for some real justice, according to one of the people that commented. KCG said, street justice, and in this case of a perv bothering children, I say this beating was justified. But again, I want you guys to understand that when you do this type of thing, you're putting your freedom at risk. It's best to handle things legally. That's always where I'm going to stand. But like I said, I do understand smashing this fool out. Let me give you guys the fair usage, and let me let you guys hear the holy word. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. If y'all are listening, make sure y'all click that thumbs up. Share this video. Let's get it.
Oklahoma's own News 9 starts now.
Good evening. Glad you're with us. A Metro dad takes down a jogger who police say is much more than just a man out for a run.
Investigators say he's a pastor and is now jailed on a child sex crime complaint. News 9's crime tractor Jennifer Pierce live at police headquarters with this disturbing case. Jen.
Lacey, police arrested 33-year-old Michael Coghill for lewd acts with the child. Now, the victim's parents told police they caught him in the act. Residents in this neighborhood near Southwest 36th and County Line Road are still in shock.
There's hardly any words that are camera appropriate because it's just a sickening.
Lisa Ward's daughters wait at the same bus stop where a 9-year-old boy reported he was inappropriately touched by a man. The man, now identified as 33-year-old Michael Coghill. According to the police report, Coghill lives in a community nearby, and residents say he's a minister at a church in Mustang.
I just thought he was a runner in the neighborhood.
The victim told his parents Coghill ran by his bus stop several times and touched him in a way that made him uncomfortable.
And he knew the time he would be there every day. That was like the most hardest part, the most just disgusting part.
On Wednesday, the boy's father waited in his car to see if Coghill would return.
While he was watching the school bus stop, our suspect actually ran by him, ran past the school bus stop where the children were waiting, turned around, came back, and stopped at the school bus stop where he touched the child.
The victim's father ran after Coghill and tackled him to the ground. When police showed up, the suspect had visible injuries to his head and face.
And he was in the cop car, bloody.
Police ask if anyone else has information that could help the investigation to let them know.
If we have any more victims, we encourage them, if they know something, to say something and come forward.
Now, I did call the church where Coghill is listed on the website as a minister there, but no one answered the phone. Reporting live at police headquarters.
Yeah, the person who called police got the suspect on video before attacking him.
Very shocking. Very, very shocking. So grateful that I'm able to walk with my child every day to the bus stop.
Neighbors reacting after the arrest of 33-year-old Michael Coghill. He was arrested for lewd acts to a child. According to the police report, a 9-year-old victim reported that a guy touched him on the back and he didn't like the way it made him feel, adding the person would stop at the bus stop while jogging, and it's happened more than once.
Yesterday, our adult that was made aware of the situation actually stopped, retrieved a recording device, monitored the bus stop, observed and viewed this suspect run past the bus stop, come back, and then touch the juvenile.
The report says the suspect looked at his watch as though waiting for the kids to arrive. Police say the reporting party confronted the suspect and tackled him, leaving him with a skull fracture and cracked eye socket.
He was in the cop car, bloody. It was just gut-wrenching knowing that he was just in that cop car even across the street from me. I was like, ugh.
She says she has seen him jogging before.
Where, like, they just come out the woodworks and prey on children, and he knew the time he would be there every day. That was like the most hardest part, the most just disgusting part. Ugh.
We went to the suspect's address listed on the police report, but did not get a response.
Hello?
Hi, is this the home of Michael Coghill? Hello? We have confirmed the suspect used to work for Choctaw Church of Christ and currently works as a minister at Lake Homa Church of Christ in Mustang. They released a statement that reads in part, "We were shocked at this news as he had a clean background check, and we have received no reports or claims against him during his tenure. Church leadership has no tolerance for any type of abuse and is meeting tonight to discuss next steps." And Coghill was treated at a hospital and booked into jail. Live at police headquarters, Angela Shen, Oklahoma's News.
He says, I am the...
All right, real quick, guys. This video is only 30 seconds long, and then we're about to bring in my friend Lee in just a second. But this video was only 30 seconds long. I want y'all to hear this dude talk. I found this on the church's YouTube page. They still got his videos up. They haven't taken them down yet. So I want y'all to hear this. It's really short.
He says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for his flock.
I want y'all to hear his words.
He says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for his flock. And so Jesus is saying that he brings protection. He brings the sense of security for you and me. And so when night comes and darkness begins to fall, Jesus, he brings us back behind the walls, back to this place of security and protection, and he protects us from anything that might be dangerous that's out in the darkness. So whether it be wolves or thieves, Jesus
or pedophiles,
brings us in, he protects us and makes us secure.
Jesus protects. You're preaching Jesus' word, but you're going out and molesting boys? Really, Pastor? Let's listen to Pastor one more again. I want to hear Pastor one more time. Go ahead and speak that Bible talk that you don't believe in. Go ahead, Pastor. Take it away. Let's hear it. Let's hear that again. And tell me y'all don't hear the pedophile in his voice.
He says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for his flock. And so Jesus is saying that he brings protection. He brings the sense of security for you and me. And so when night comes and darkness begins to fall, Jesus, he brings us back behind the walls, back to this place of security and protection. And he protects us from anything that might be dangerous that's out in the darkness. So whether
it's a pedophile,
whether it be wolves or thieves, Jesus brings us in, he protects us and makes us secure.
From people like you? Interesting. Interesting. Let me go ahead and bring in my friend Lee real quick. Are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
I'm going to turn your mic up. Go ahead and talk to me. How are you doing?
I'm good. Now, I mean, as you say, I'm going to say things that don't sit well with your sensibility. But, besides being a retired homicide detective, before that, I was a sex crimes against children detective. And I'm going to tell you right now that they cannot be rehabilitated. And so before everybody comes for me, let me just explain this. That you have situational and you have preferential sex offenders. Situational is maybe they've been abused themselves and they reoffend. And then you have preferential who prefers, like you said, a pedophile or a hedophile. And when I say they can't be rehabilitated, what I'm trying to say is that it's almost like, in my opinion, in my expert opinion, and I've been through many trainings, schools, all of that, that is what they prefer, are children, and they put themselves in positions of authority, or they're in positions of authority. And when I say they can't be rehabilitated is, and like I said, don't come for me. Let me just explain this. It's kind of like, I'm not comparing being a pedophile to, well, I am, to being an addict or an alcoholic, is that we're never cured. And we can learn to go through a program and we abstain, but you're never, quote, cured. I mean, that's the whole, stance behind being, rehabilitated or being sober, is that, you learn the 12 steps and you learn to abstain. And what I'm saying is that these people, these pedophiles or hedophiles or whatever, they will never, that is their sexual preference, okay? They will never be able, they can learn to abstain, but that is my opinion, because I've seen, I can't tell you how many cases we had in, and I call it CACU, which was crimes against children, was that it would be like, you'd get a new case and you'd go back and you'd look and the suspect, already had, I call them alleged, the suspect, already had previous cases on him before that maybe we were able to prove or we weren't able to prove. So, like I said, back in like the early 2000s when I was in CACU, there was a big stink over, and I'm Catholic, over the Louisville Archdiocese, because I helped put away like 3 priests for molestation. And I mean, it was so bad that, you know, my children were in Catholic schools. When I would go to pick them up, once they found out that, you know, I had charged or I was part of the investigation that charged these priests, you know, my children were treated differently. I was treated differently. All I'm saying is that they put themselves in a position of authority. And all I'm saying is that they are never cured. In my opinion, that is my professional, being a detective opinion. They can learn to abstain, but they're never cured.
Yeah, makes sense. And you know what? And I call you my resident expert for a reason. You know, because like I say, I know you've dedicated your life and many hours of your time to fighting people just like this.
Yes, just like this. And it's, I mean, it's just, you know, and I've seen it, like I said, priests, pastors, coaches, teachers. I mean, just, you know, they groom them. And I think a lot of people in the podcast know what grooming means. They groom them. They get you to trust. They get their trust. And boys are less likely to disclose than girls. That's just a fact. I can't give you the numbers. I don't remember, but I mean, that's just the fact. Boys are just as much of a victim as a girl, but they're just less likely to disclose.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So, yeah. So, I mean, that's all I wanted to say. And like I said, I'm not saying that, I know a lot of people think they can be rehabilitated. I'm just saying they can learn to abstain, but that's always going to be their sexual preference.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And they can't be cured. That's just my personal, professional opinion.
Okay.
So, that's all I have.
All right, I got you. Well, thank you, Lee, and I definitely appreciate your time. Thank you for calling in.
No problem. Okay. Thank you, Jay.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, I'm going to give you guys my closing thoughts. My closing thoughts about this is I hope that this raises another level of awareness, especially for people that they think that just because you move to a certain community or in a certain area, or if you're around affluent people, don't mean that your children aren't at risk. Everybody needs to be on high alert to the people who maybe live in meager circumstances compared to people who might be living in upper class. I think we all need to be very aware. Even just because you're in the church, don't mean that it's not something that we could be missing when it comes to these people's behavior. But definitely, I think that, you know, this dude should get, I don't know. It's clearly who he is. I know that this is definitely probably completely ruined him in the church, like, period. I don't know how much time he should get in prison. But like I said, I think that I'm going to just leave this to the courts as far as how much time he gets. But I think justice has been served here. But again, if the father ends up being sued, or if the father ends up having to go to court for criminal charges, I would be willing to stand on it and put the AFC stamp and say that we're going to support this father for the way that he handled this, because I know that he's probably going to need a defense. But thank you guys so much for listening with an open mind and an open heart to this story. Justice for our children. Thank you. Y'all are going off #broke syndrome. Somebody said an empty fridge. Man, thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good night. And if I missed anybody's donation, I'm going to say thank you all. I think I got everybody. Y'all have a blessed night, and we'll see y'all on the next stream. I got to go get my fat boy on. I got to go eat. I'm hungry. Peace.
Nora's Authentic Designer has some of the most glamorous and stylish handbags your girl has ever seen. So ladies, if you want to get fly, and fellas, if you want to take care of your lady, please be sure to go to www.noras915.com. www.norris915.com. That's right, www.norris915.com.
Hello, listeners. Come mask up with Keyline Designs, where you reap what we sow. We offer essential, handcrafted face masks made with 100% cotton, equipped with a built-in filter and a slot for refillable filters. Our masks have many uses, like riding motorcycles, ATVs, while out in public places, outside exercising, lawn and gardening, and helps prevent the spread of germs. We offer bling, sports logos, monograms, many assorted fabrics and colors. We make child-sized masks starting at the age of 2. Come join us today for the launch of our new website at keylinedesigns.com. Please be sure to like and follow our page on Facebook. Our links can be found in the description box of this video. Thank you.
Check out this wonderful organization that I'm proud to be a part of. It's called Bags for Kids, BAGS4KIDS.org. And check out their website. They really help a lot of kids in foster care, giving them a permanent piece of luggage and also a lot of items that they might need so that they feel that they belong, which they do. So go to the website, bags4kids.org. So go for it. It's a great place, and they're doing great work.
Exclusive new products that you will only see on my website at www.sayitwithchess.com. These products are made special by my mother, Keyline Designs. The hoodie blankie, the face mask, as well as the 4-in-1 African head wrap. Now the way it works, it is a reversible bonnet. It has a headband that you can wear alone. It has a matching face mask as well. Please be sure to go over to our website and check out these nice new products that you will not find anywhere